Hey, welcome back to Let's Tab 59. Check this out, look. Bit of blue sky. Look at that. What a cracking day. Not much wind. Just how I like it for me tabs. Now, this video. What do I carry in my backpack, my patrol pack, and why? Why do I carry these items? Been asked a few times, so I thought, while I was out today, have a little chat about it. So, my days of running and keeping fit and going to the gym are well gone. All right, I'm only 65 maybe. A lot of people my age still go to the gym, still go jogging, I get that. But I've had years of that while I was serving. 38 years worth of doing serious fitness. And I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to put my body through that anymore. But I still want to keep a reasonable low level of fitness rather than just sitting in front of the one-eyed lodger, the old telly. I still want to get out, get some fresh air in my lungs and bimble about. Now, I could do that without weight. Of course I could. Go for a walk around the village just to keep myself fit. Nice brisk pace walk. Get heart and lungs going. Fantastic. But I wanted to do just a little bit more than that by carrying some weight on my back. Weighted walking. It's not tabbing. Not really, is it? Tabbing, tactical advance to battle. That's what soldiers do. They carry a lot more weight and they go at a lot more pace than I do. But I can't really call this channel Let's Weighted Walk 59. It just wouldn't sound right, would it? So it's Let's Tab 59. It's Let's Tab. It's tabbing. So I get my little patrol pack. That's all it is. It's not a Bergen. Little day sack. And I put some items in it and I go for about 10 kilograms. Now, there's no weight limit. You do what you like. But for me, 10 kilograms works. It's just enough. It's not too heavy. And as you know, excuse me, I've done a lot of distance. I've done a 26-mile night march carrying this. Done 80 miles in 8 days. Done a 150-mile weighted walk challenge as well. All with the same backpack, same weight. So what do I carry then? That's why I do. But what do I carry in my backpack? Well, to be honest, it doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, I don't need top survival gear. I'm only walking around the local area, around the village. I'm never far from civilization. So the chances of me getting into a survival situation is very, very minimal. Non-existent, actually. However, I don't want to carry dead weight. And what I mean by that is, I don't want to fill my day sack up to 10 kilograms using, I don't know, bags of sand or bags of rice or dumbbells, fitness dumbbells, stuff like that. I don't want to carry dead weight. I think that's quite soul destroying, knowing that I'm walking along with a backpack on with a load of rubbish in it just to get the weight up. And if anything did happen to me or I come across another individual, because sometimes I go off the beaten track, I'm never far from civilization, you can see on my videos. But now and again, I do go down little paths and footways and across some fields where you don't see anyone, there's no houses about. But I could come across somebody, or I could get injured myself, but I could come across somebody that has injured themselves. It could be, I don't know, someone's fallen off a horse, off a mountain bike, they're going down a dirt track, or a lad on a motorbike, a little dirt bike, or some other form of individual that's hurt themselves. Here's a shit wagon, it stinks by the way. Cool, I'm glad we haven't got smell-o-vision. Look at that badger. You can guess what that is. So yes, I could be out walking, tabbing around, and come across someone that's injured. Yeah, I've got a mobile phone. Not a problem, ring up an ambulance. That's still going to take a while. You know how long it takes to get an ambulance out. So let's say then that did happen to me. I come across somebody that hurt themselves and we're not too close to any other houses, a couple of miles away maybe, and I can't move that casualty and I can't get a signal on my phone. So what am I going to do? Well, at least I've got items in the pack here that could help me keep that casualty comfortable while I go and get assistance or try and get a signal on my phone. So what do I carry then? Well, for me, I've got a full set of waterproofs in the back, tops and bottoms, because in UK, the weather's unpredictable And you can get all 4 seasons in one day sometimes, even up here in Lincolnshire. So I like to have a set of waterproofs with me just in case it gets a bit wet. I carry a pair of gloves in there and a woolly hat. I don't always walk around wearing this berry. This is only for the videos. When I'm not filming, I've got a woolly hat on to keep my head warm. So that's in the back. I carry, and this is going to sound a bit over the top. Some of these items are going to sound over the top because I'm just walking around the village. But what if? I'm a big believer in what if. So I carry a map of the local area, an Ordnance Survey map of the local area, and a good old-fashioned silver compass. Yeah, I've got sat-nav on my phone, I've got OS maps on my phone, electronic compass on your phone. But again, if that phone goes down, gets damaged, battery runs out, whatever, what are you going to use? Well, you've got a map and compass, you're not going to lose a signal with your map. You're not going to lose battery power out your compass, are you? Good old-fashioned silver compass. So at least I've got that. I know enough to give a 6-figure grid reference to somebody if I had to tell them where a casualty was, for instance. So a map and compass, a local area. I carry water, of course. I carry water. Now, a litre of water is 1 kilogram. So once I've made up, excuse me, once I've made up the weight with all the items I want to carry, the water normally brings me up to 10 kilograms. And I change that regularly, obviously. I don't use it with the water, so I just empty it out, put fresh water in each time I come out. So I've got water. I also carry a reasonable first aid kit. Now, I've carried 2 tourniquets, army issue tourniquets. I know how to use those tourniquets. I've been trained like most soldiers have been. If you haven't been trained in how to use a tourniquet, don't bother carrying one. You've got to know what you're doing with a tourniquet. So please, don't go out and buy tourniquets and start carrying them. Go along to a first aid school, or you can go to St John's Ambulance, I believe. Go somewhere like that. You can get some training. Don't do it online. Go along and have a first aid class and see if you can find someone that can teach you how to proper first aid and maybe how to apply a tourniquet if that's what you want to do. The only reason I carry them is because I know what I'm doing with a tourniquet, and I used to do a lot of shooting out in the field, and I always carried 2 tourniquets when I was out hunting, whether I was on my own, whether I was with other people, because a gunshot wound, self-inflicted, one accident, anything could happen. Tourniquet could save your life. So I still carried 2 tourniquets just in case in my first aid kit, which is in the top of the Bergen, the backpack, the patrol pack. I carry a couple of field dressings, army issue compression dressings. Again, I know how to use those. And then I've got plasters, scissors, antiseptic wipes, all the minor injury stuff, safety pins, triangular bandages, just the basics. So I carry a first aid kit. Also carry an emergency brew kit. I could knock out a cup of tea now if I wanted to. Sometimes I carry a pre-made flask of hot drink, but I could, if I wanted to, make myself a cup of tea at the side of the road if I needed to. All good soldiers can make a brew somewhere. So I've got a brew kit, and I've got a few little bits. I've got like Kendal mint cake, and I've got I've got some sachets of powder. I've got some emergency bits if I needed it, and sometimes I'll throw a bar of chocolate or something in the back. So I've got a little bit of emergency rations, if you like, and I've got water, and I've got brew kit making facilities. What else do I carry? I've got high-vis vests, 2 high-vis vests. They could be handy. Again, you know, if you're in an area where you need to be really visible, you can bung on that. And I carry a spare one, again, in fact, to mark a casualty maybe. I carry a lightweight jungle sleeping bag. And why do I carry a sleeping bag when I go walking around the village? It sounds crazy and stupid, I know, but again, what if? Let's get back to me finding a casualty. If I've got this DOS bag, which I carry, at least if I have to leave them or have to wait for a long period of time before an ambulance or some assistance can come to me in the casualty, if I've got this DOS bag, depending on how injured they are, I can either get them inside the DOS bag, but if their injuries won't allow that, this particular DOS bag zips right open like a quilt. So at least I could put that over the casualty to keep them warm. Yeah, you could get a little space blanket, I suppose, those full wrapping ones. Maybe something like that. But I've got this DOS bag, so I use it. I carry it. I've also got a sheet shelter. Now, that's what we used to call, was a poncho for making your basher in the army. And I've got some bungees to go with that. So again, if I've got a casualty, I can now give them a bit of first aid, to the best of my ability. I can get them warm, keep them warm by either getting them in the DOS bag or putting the DOS bag over them. And I can erect a shelter if it's peeing down, keep the wind off them. So I can give them a bit of first aid, keep them warm, keep them dry. And I've got water. And like I say, I can treat any minor injuries they might have. So that's why I carry those items. And like I say, make the rest of the weight up with water. So it might sound like I'm going right over the top carrying all this stuff, but I'd rather carry items that if the shit did hit the fan, at least I could do something with the stuff I'm carrying. If I'm carrying bags of rice or I'm carrying dumbbells, what can I do with that? Not a lot of use. I can't eat them, can't use them. So I don't want to carry stuff, I don't want to carry weight just for the sake of it. Even empty, that stinks, I've got to tell you. So if you're thinking of taking up weighted walking in your area with tabbing, just think about what you're going to carry. You don't have to carry much at all, but if you're out in the countryside, it might be worth taking a few items with you. Obviously, if you're in a desolate area or you're planning to go hiking somewhere quite desolate, then you're going to need to really think about what you're carrying. But that's a whole different subject. All I'm talking about is tabbing in a bit of countryside in my local area. I'm never going to use this kit. I've never used any of it. In fact, I did use a sleeping bag with a trace around. When we done the 26 mile night march last year before 2023, we marched through the night for, I think it was 9 hours, carrying our kit. I had the DOS bag with me, and at the end of that walk, nowhere was open. We'd planned to end up at a Witherspoons and go in and get breakfast on the Sunday morning. But it didn't happen. We got there too early. We got there about 6:30 in the morning, and Witherspoons didn't open till 8 o'clock. There was nowhere open, nothing. And it was cold. It was November. But I've got the DOS bag with me. So me and Tracer found a bit of shelter, like a bus shelter place. And I got the DOS bag out and we wrapped that around the pair of us and we sat there and kept warm for an hour or so. So I have used it, but first aid kit, touch wood, never had to use it. And I'll say, you carry what you want to carry, but think about it. If you're starting this sort of tabbing, or this weighted walking, I don't think you should carry just dead weight. Think of a few items that could be there just in case. Pack them in your bag. Keep an eye on them, check them now and again, make sure they're okay. Let's say if you're carrying water and you don't use it, when you get home, bin it. Fill it up next time, fresh water each time. Don't carry old water. It's no use to you at all. So there you go. If you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, please consider it. I'm never going to say to you do it. I'm not going to give you orders. I'm going to ask you to consider subscribing. Keep my channel going and growing. Give us a thumbs up if you can. Keep the comments coming. I'll try and answer them. It's difficult at the moment because I'm very busy. But please comment. I do read them. I appreciate your support. So that's it, troops. Safe tabbing. Till next time. Stay safe. Remember, let's tab.